101. Today I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone. You all know how much I'm not great at lettering. I never proclaimed to be an amazing letterer or writer when it comes to these things. So I have gone out. I found some practice sheets. I'll leave a link to these on Etsy. I've got alphabet letters. There's a few different styles. This is the one that I chose. A few fun fall phrases, areas to practice. Now I've been practicing a little bit. Now I'm by no means 100% yet, but I feel comfortable enough with hopping on and kind of showing you how you can use these templates to make a few great rocks, especially coming around to the Thanksgiving season. I like the idea of having some fun phrases out and about for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to make a rock that says, give thanks. So that's why I've kind of been practicing here, practicing solo. I drew kind of the shape of my rock for sizing, and I've written it quite a few times, but you know, there's nothing like writing it on a rock. So I've got myself a pencil, more so for sizing purposes, just because if I mess up sizing wise, I want to be able to go back and erase it and do it again. So I've got a pencil here, and I'm going to go ahead and freehand on here the give thanks phrase, and then I'll show you kind of how you can make these nice thick letters without using you know, a special style pen or anything like that. So I won't be able to talk while I do this just because I'm not that great at it yet. So we'll start with our G. Don't worry about making the thickness. This is more just the spacing and the size. So I've got my reference here right on the side. And this rock does not have a base coat on it, so there might be some lumps and bumps, so I just try to use a nice light hand. Here we've got give on there. And then we're going to add thanks right below here. Whoop, see, I messed up on that. See, I always want to start. I still have my old school cursive in my head, and sometimes they don't use the same rules there. So just take your time, erase any of your mistakes. See, I don't like that either. There we go. Maybe I didn't make my T big enough in my head here. There we go. And turn my rock here. And go. Couple lumps and bumps on that part of my rock. All right, and it's on there. Give thanks. Okay, just like that. We've got the letters on there. Now I'm using my Micron pens. I highly suggest using these over like a 1M. The 1M Poscas, they can splatter really easily on rocks. If you've got a really good base coat on it, then you could probably get away with using them. The first thing I'm going to do is just go over my pencil lines here first. And then we'll worry about adding in the thickness. So I'm going to do a couple letters at a time here. So I'm just going to go over my G. Now, I always warn you, if you're using these right onto rock, use a very light touch. Doesn't take much pressure to get the ink onto the rock, and you can wear down your tips if you're pressing too hard. And you don't want to do that. These aren't the cheapest art supply to have around. But I've found ever since I've been careful about it, they've been lasting much longer. All right, so there we go. We got our give there. Now the thing is with lettering that I've heard is that the down strokes are usually the ones I believe that are thicker. So on your G, it's the one that would come down that would be thicker. So we're going to thicken up. So you would curl and then come down. So right when you would start coming down, that's when you want to pull off to the side to thicken it up. When you start to go horizontal again, that would be the end of the thick stripe, and then we're just going to very gently fill that in. Like so. So we're going to pull up, and then we were going to be going down, so that means this line would be a bit thicker. And keep it thick until it would go horizontal, and then back up. Okay. And then same with our I. On our downward motion, it'd be thicker until you hit that horizontal spot. And same with the V. Here we go. All right, and then I messed up on my E here. Oh, you can't see that. I messed up on my E here, so you can go and find another spot where they've got the practice E's here. Like if you're not sure of where the thickness needs to go, that's why it's good to keep this nearby. Here's a good one here on the word leaves. So you can see, okay, so you would go up and then down. So it's the left-hand side would be your downstroke, right? So the way that they do these, you go down, up and around and down, right? So it's just the left-hand side of that E that's going to be a bit thicker until you get to that horizontal spot. And there you go. You've got give, and it looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Look at that. There we go, and we need our dot. And I want to look and see the dot goes kind of up and to the left here a little bit. Put that right there. Give. How about that? You're never too old to learn a new trick, right? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do our thanks. All right, so our downward stroke on the T is obviously the tall part of the T, so I'm just going to work through these letters as I do them with the outline. Like that. Now our H is an upstroke for the swoop, and then downstroke is this line. Sometimes if you're tracing them while you do it, you realize, okay, that was a downstroke, so that's going to be thicker. Then up and then down. Down. Then up. And then you actually go back down that line, so that part of the A will be a little bit thicker. And up, down, so the back side of the A would be thicker. Same with the N. You go up on that line and then you come back down on that line, so it does end up being a thicker line. Then up, down. All right, so that one needs to be a little thicker. You can't really see. There you go. And then we're going to go a really lumpy spot. When you have a lumpy spot, just really take your time. Press as lightly as you can on those spots. I always say that the paint or the ink wants to go on that rock. You don't have to press hard to get it there. You can always go over your line again. Can't take a line away. If it skips, then you bounce. When you're doing something like this that you're taking your time, just really take your time. All right, now we're going to go up and over for our K. So that's an up. And I'm going to reference my picture here. Yeah, it's thicker on that curl. I'm going to double check. Not too much, a little bit. And then we go. And the S is the one that always throws me because I have an S in my name that I wrote in cursive a lot in my life, and these ones are a little bit different. All right, so we went up, down on the back side here. Diagonal. There we go. And there you have it, give thanks. The biggest thing is for these, you guys, take your time. Get yourself some practice sheets. Like I said, I'll leave links to these. You can give yourself some practice sheets that you can make names with, like these you could put together if you wanted to make little name plates for everybody for Thanksgiving. How beautiful would that be, to do their names with this beautiful rock script, and they can take it home. I'm gonna finish off this rock and add a couple little designs to it. There are a lot of different designs that you could do with a rock like this, but I'm just gonna do something very simple, kind of frame style. That's really easy to replicate. We talked about the fact that these could be really cute for place settings for Thanksgiving. You could do generic phrases like this one, like give thanks, but you could also, using the template, easily come up with the names of your guests for Thanksgiving to add onto the table as well. So I'm just gonna kind of very lightly, I am using my micron with this because I wanna keep my lines nice and thin for this to kind of match the nice thin lining that I have on my letters. I'm gonna come up here, just going inward a little bit from the rock. Like so, just to get our basic outline here around the rock, okay? Now I'm gonna add on some little designs on each of the sides here. And these are gonna be super simple and very easy for you to recreate. Just some areas to give pops of color. So here we've got a little bit more space. So we're gonna stop and pull out and over. A little bit bigger each time. Like so. And then I'm going to make little circles at the ends of each of these. There we go, like that. And then I'm going to make matching ones going off the opposite side. This one will be a little smaller so it doesn't go off the edge of the rock, like so. Oh, geez. I got a little warning about my battery, so that glitched out for a second. So I'm not sure where it left off, but I'm just adding some little designs along the edge here, like that. 3 on each side, because it's the biggest part. And then here, we're gonna do a larger circle, and then a medium, small. Like that on that side, like that. And then just to add a little pop of color here along the bottom, we're just gonna do 1, 2, 3 little circles, all the same size. And we're gonna call that good. We're gonna color that in. I always like to add my color little bits at a time. You can always add more, but I really like the simplicity of keeping sometimes some things like this simple. I'm gonna grab my extra piece of paper here just so that I can doodle my pens. I am using my 1Ms to fill these in so that I have nice points. I'm just gonna dot, dot, dot to fill these in. And let's do our medium size ones. And they're right here. Like so. And just one of these 3. My table's awfully squeaky today. Hopefully that's not completely driving you guys bonkers, because it is me a little bit. Orange is my favorite Thanksgiving color, so we're gonna make the big dot orange here. Probably the only time of year I really get excited about using orange for stuff, so use it in full force while I can. That. And then we'll go in with yellow. Make sure you see, that's why I always doodle first. See, I had a little bit of a different color on the tip there right at the beginning. It's always good to have a piece of paper off to the side to give a doodle quickly too. go. And I'm gonna let those dry a quick second, and then I can go in and touch up with my micron pen here. Let's see if I've got a thinner one over here too. They come in a lot of different sizes. Oh, that one's thicker. I'm gonna grab one that's a little bit thinner while this dries. Help me fix my details. The first time I did it was with the number 3. They have their numbers on them. That one was number 3. I'm gonna go down to the size number 2 so that I can fix my mistakes there. And you can look closely, like on this one, I might have to add a little bit more on top of that. I can see my pen line through my orange there. Definitely don't want that. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to have this table looked at. It's driving me crazy today. Super simple. See how quick that, just little pops of color. Really changed the look of the rock. Here we go. These pens are perfect for these tiny little touch-ups. And I mentioned it when I was doing the lettering, but I try to mention it every time I use these on film. Just use a very light hand. You can wear down the tips of these working on rocks. Use a light hand, they will last you. There we go. How about that? How cute. Super simple little pops of colors added on there. But wouldn't that look great just sitting on your Thanksgiving scape? And again, you could go in and do these with different people's names that are going to be guests at your house tutorial. So everybody have a wonderful day. We will see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for the likes. Bye.